Hey you guys, this is Jess with Sourceful Journey, back with another video. I wanted to put this quick response out for someone who may need to hear it when it comes to sharing their own story. A story that could truly be a benefit or could be something that truly needs to be heard from someone else that may be going through a similar predicament. To put it plainly, just never be afraid to share your experiences with others and how you've been able to overcome certain scenarios in past, because that might be the story that someone else needs to hear to help them get through their current journey. Let's talk about it. I was speaking with a coworker not too long ago. It was in regards to her current scenario. Unfortunately, she's one that's encountering a bit of a rough patch in her life right now at this juncture, without saying too much. I asked her, well, you seem to be doing well, kind of working her way out of the patch. I'm like, have you thought about sharing your story with others who may be going through similar predicaments? And she said no. She kind of tensed up about the idea. And I looked at her perplexed. I'm like, why? Because in fact, that story could truly be what one needs to hear to get them through their journey as well. Life lessons are the best teacher. I say this often in a lot of my videos, you guys. And of course, that's by Les Brown. Give credit where credit is due. I don't understand why people tend to tense up when it comes to things like that, knowing that no one's perfect. No one's journey in this thing called life is perfect. It's okay to let your guard down a little bit. It's okay to be vulnerable a little bit. To show others that you're human too. That, hey, this thing called life is not perfect for anyone. And it's just really, at the end of the day, everyone's just trying to get through it in some form or another that suits them best. My hope is that with that individual, and for anyone else who may be seeing this video, if you are going through a certain plight within your life and you think in some way that this could help someone else to get through their journey as well, and something's been pulling at you to do it, but you just have been on the fence about it, you're not quite sure, like, what would others think? First and foremost, you guys know I say this in a lot of my videos, so this is not a surprise. You shouldn't even be giving a damn about what the next person thinks. And I mean that with love. See, I said it with a smile right there. But I mean what I said completely. You shouldn't give a damn. Because at the end of the day, you did not know those people from Adam. The naysayers I'm referring to in this point. The negative Nancys. You didn't know any of them from Adam. So you shouldn't care. Or the whole notion of what Jay-Z said, what you eat don't make me. Are you following me? So, with that being the case, when it comes to them, they're non-existent. Their opinions should be non-existent for you. Truly focus on not only continuing to better yourself, but at the same time, if you feel something's pulling at you to share your story, do it. Again, your gut is never going to lead you wrong. I can tell when I was speaking with this individual and I asked them about it, they kind of pulled back a bit, because that tells me that at some point or another they may have been thinking about it and wondered, like, why out of nowhere did I decide to ask them. It kind of scares people when stuff like that happens when they're talking with me, but spiritual people tend to do that. I say all this to say, I would just hope that whoever comes across this video, if you too have been on the fence about sharing your story, and you know in some way or another this could truly help another person along their journey in some form or another. It may not be them directly. It could maybe be someone that they know of that they might want to share that video with to help them get along their journey. It may be some type of outlet, whether it's a news outlet or a media outlet that may come across your video someday and say, oh, you know what? We want to talk to him. We want to talk to her. You could be blocking yourself from a blessing Or i.e. what we used to say back in the day, shooting yourself in the foot just because of that fear of sharing your journey or that part of your journey. Don't let it be you. Be fearless. Because again, everybody's just trying to get through this thing called life, and no one is doing it perfect because it's new terrain for a lot of people, or maybe some slightly new. You may have dealt with it before in past, if you believe in past lives, you know. But at the same time, use this moment, seize the moment. That maybe putting yourself out there is what's going to open up doors for you like no other that you did not see coming, in a good way. I can tell you guys, even from my own experience, and if you guys scroll down through my videos, I've shared stories with you in terms of my backstory that I once lived in a shelter, you know, but it was one of those things that, as far as how I got there, was a bit conspicuous compared to how others may have gotten there, whether they were battling vices or dealing with domestic violence, things of that nature. It was none of that for me. It was just relocation and not wanting to be a burden to family. You know how people say, oh, you're more than welcome to stay here with us. But if you know, you don't ever want to overstay your stay. You following me? I didn't want to be that person. I've always been one that did things on my own. Type A. I'd rather get it out the mud than actually be a burden to someone else, even down to family members. Because I knew me getting out the mud, my damn self, was going to be my story to explain how I got to where I am now. And that was going to be the motivation that another person needed to hear. And you feel more accomplished when you do it that way. So, to make it short here, you guys, be bold, be brave, be vocal, and share your story. If you come across this video, and I'm going to make sure to intentionally not put no other hashtags. I may put like FYP, For You page, but as far as any other extra ones, I'm going to make sure to leave that out. If it come across your feed and it's pulling at your gut, that means it's meant for you. Trust that. That is all for this quick video, you guys. So don't forget to like, share, and subscribe if you haven't done so already. And until next time, I am definitely sending you guys off with love and light. And I will see you in the next video. Be blessed, everyone.